It's a good idea to get disciplined at weaving in your ends after a couple of color changes, like at this point. Otherwise, you are storing up a world of hurt out the other side because you'll finish your beautiful square, you'll turn over, and you will die a little bit inside when you see how many ends you have. So I'm going to take a moment to just show you how I tackle my ends, and then I'm going to weave all these in. So grab a large eye needle and I'll show you exactly how I weave in my ends. So I've brought in a blue background just for a bit better contrast for you to be able to see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to, I've got like a large eye needle. I'm just going to thread it up. So this is where we just finished off. So what I do, and it is completely up to you, but what I do is I then come with my needle from the back and come under that next double crochet stitch. So we join with a slip stitch to the chain 3, and this is the next double crochet stitch. I pull it through, and then I go into that chain 3 underneath the slip stitch I just made, which brings that chain 1 lump down. Then I flip it over, and it is just a case of weaving this in. So that's my chain, in and out, and I like to run it underneath all these stitches here. And then I'll come back on myself, because ignore this is my other tail. Because you don't always just want to weave in one direction, because as things get pulled, that tail will always work its way back out again after several washes if you don't go back the other way. So to secure it back the other way, I skip the leg of that first double crochet. So I came underneath, and if you split it, you can see it's like little bars. I'll go over the first one and then back under the way I just came. Like that. So I've gone back over. And then same again, skip this bar and come underneath. That way, it doesn't matter which direction it gets pulled in, you've taken your tail back and forth a couple of times. Now, if this was all the same colour and my whole square was green, I'd then run this end down through the body of some of these stitches, pop out over here, come back down through, pop out over here. But because it is just one round, I'm going to go up. I'm always working on the back, up a stitch, and then over into my next ones. Oh, sorry, doing this out of shot. Coming back down through, and I'm running off further along this way. So you always want to have a slightly longer tail than you think you're going to need, because trust me, I've learned from experience, my very first granny square blanket I made, I cut these ends far too short, and now the whole thing's fallen apart. It's unraveled, and I haven't got any excess tail to weave in. So I just take it maybe a little bit further than I need to, but once bitten, twice shy. And I just disappear off down the run. So even if one of these little tails pokes out after the wash, I know that actually it comes all the way from way over here, so it's okay. So once you are weaved in and happy, woven, weaved, you can then snip your end. So you want to do that with all your ends. And importantly, this magic circle, it will not hold forever unless you weave your end in. Again, I have learnt this the hard way. So your magic circle, don't be fooled by the name. Magic circle, do the same, run underneath these back leg stitches. a few times before you cut this end. And if you have had a magic circle come undone on you in the past, I have a video on my channel with how to repair that. So I'm just taking it through a few times before I trim that end. So I hope that showed you how I tackle my ends and get them all woven in nice and securely. If you have any questions, please feel free to shout in the comment section below, and I will do my best to get back to you. Happy sewing in all your ends!